welcome to the Professional Media Presence podcast series. In this episode, we are joined by Gruppo Corp 3, a contemporary dance collective founded by Eleonora Serpente and Roberta Di Serio. In this conversation, Eleonora and Roberta dive into their approach to collaboration as a condition of artistic practice where authorship is shared and shaped through dialogue, friction, and encounter. They also reflect on their residency in Split, where they developed their new project Stereo, a work that stages a body in exploration, torn between inherited judgments and a visceral desire to reveal itself.
You work as a collective. How does collaboration shape both your shared and individual artistic identities? So I'll start. For me, collaboration is not something that I choose occasionally. I think it's more the condition for my artistic practice, since I really struggle to imagine artistic work as solitary work. For me, thinking, moving, and deciding together with someone else helps me understand my own positions more clearly. And I think working with someone else doesn't dilute my identity. It exposes it. And it's through dialogue and also friction sometimes that I become more aware of my limits, of my desires and responsibilities. So yes, I think it's something which is like a priority, a condition of my artistic practice. And also I think it's definitely more fun and interesting to work with someone else. I could not imagine of working alone to something artistic, because for me art is collaboration.
Yes, of course, I agree. And I love this kind of dimension of the imprint that the collective gave to our practice and personal and individual practice. So I totally I can relate with the dimension of the individuality exposed and through the collective. But I think also that my relationship with the collective is very fundamental for me and for my artistic practice, because before working with the collective, my relationship with the body and with the corporeality and the movement, of course, was already present and strong, I think. But this presence was unfolded through, directions, structures, and languages of other artists and people, sometimes, not just artists. So I was used to live my body, with already given frameworks. So I was like responding to other choreographic directions or systems or expectations, and that was very tough. But I was not truly and fully trusting on my own logic, internal logic. So the collective offered me the possibility to step into the making art according to my roots. Not my roots, our roots, of course, but according to my listening and my sensibility. And this was very openness for me and created a space-time where my way of feeling, perceiving, and responding were embraced and created something. The creation was about me and Roberta and you, was about us and our way to interact with the art and with how we can feel the art being and flourishing and things like that. So, of course, the collective shaped my personal way to do art and to be an artist and a person and a human. And yes, I think this one. Okay, the second question, and it's Your work is often movement-based and ephemeral. How does media documentation interact with something that disappears as soon as it happens? Yes, this is huge. And yeah, I think that for me, documentation it's not just about fixing or preserving the work. I think it's more about create continuity into the space and the time, because now we have the possibility to reach and to catch moments very quickly and easily. And so documentation is it's a process, of course, and it could be an artistic process, a professional process, but I think also it's about memory, because it's like you are printing in an artistic way something that you could experience just once. So we can really step into a memory that you are like reliving again. So I don't know, video, photography, social media, of course, are traces, imprints, not just representation of something. So depends on what kind of importance are you are giving to this kind of memory, because it's not just something you are watching, but you are experiencing again. So yeah, I think for me the documentation is a parallel, also perpendicular practice to do, and needs time as well art needs it. So yeah, I think it's all.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I also think that documentation, I mean, is somehow part of the process. And also, I don't know, thinking about our first work, dance work, which is Intra, the Space Between, I often think about how the video documentation of the work from the very beginning of it was not just something to document, but also it was another actor, another another author of the performance. At the beginning, actually, at the beginning it was a screen dance project. So the video documentation, it was not just documentation; it was the center of the work, and the protagonist. And then we decided to transform it, this screen dance project, in a performance. And we were like, okay, but we need to save, no, this screen project. So we thought of bring the video in the scene and to interact with our bodies and dance with the video. And then again, we thought that we didn't need the video, and so at the end now, and it's the final version of the work, is just dance. It's just our bodies moving in space without nothing else. So it was, I think it was interesting, the process of how we started from the video, and then now we are still using the video to document, or just to see how it was before, and to always regenerate ideas. And I don't know, I feel like the work is very alive, even if we have been working to this project like for maybe 2 or 3 years. No, 2 years, just 2 years. But somehow the documentation and the video um is always present, is always something that help us to transform and to question continuously the work. Not only, so it's not only a means to make it circulate, and um, to just publish contents on Instagram and social medias. It's also something that it's really part of the artistic process, and it's something that I really like, especially because of my passion for video and cinema and visual art in general. So I hope it's gonna be something that will be a main character also in the future, in our future projects. I think we can go on maybe with the third question, which is about you frequently involve audiences in your process. How does this shift your sense of authorship, responsibility, or professionalism? Well, I think talking about our particular work, I think the relationship with the audience is is at the core of our research. Our idea starting point is always that we don't want to create just aesthetic dance piece or I don't know, works that just talk about a topic, translate it in the body, but we want to generate an experience for the public, experience of encounter somehow, not just with us, but also with the performing scene. So I know it's a very, it's like a very difficult thing. It's more easy to say in words than to do. But I think it's what really makes our process always alive, that we don't just look for aesthetics, but also we want to create something for the people, something that can become shared and easily understandable, and that generates some kind of dialogue between them and us. So I think the audience has to be involved in our works. Maybe it can be involved with touch or with the gaze or with proximity, or I don't know, with a different kind also of different models of involvement and participation. But I think we still want to research on this, on how to involve it. So it's a central topic, of course, of our work. And about authorship, this is very interesting because I think that when the audience is involved, somehow it participates to the authorship. It's like we create the condition in which the audience is considered author somehow of the dance. This is also linked to responsibility. I mean, I think we both feel responsible for creating this condition of course, of consent and care, in which the public can feel like they are safe somehow and they can just do whatever they want, answering to our interactions and leaving the scene as they want. I'm saying this because in our work, the public is often at the center of the scene, is very close to us. So somehow they are also put in a position, in an uncomfortable position from a certain point of view. But I think our responsibility is always to try to make them feel safe and at home. I don't know if we always are capable of doing that, but I think the important thing is to try. And so, yes, I think all these things are linked, authorship, responsibility, professionalism. I mean, they are always challenging, but when they are, the audience is in the position to participate to authorship, um, it is also, I mean, I think more honest. I don't know if it was clear all that I said. It was a very intricate thought, but I mean, these are, as you were saying, huge topics. So
Yeah, no, it's very clear, and I think I totally agree. Well, it's strange. No, I totally agree. Yes, I think it's very interesting, this question, because it opens like an ambiguous sensation in in my mind, because in the matter of authorship, I think the audience shifts the authorship, because I feel that the work, maybe it's not just fully ours, but because it, as you said, is shaped by the presence and encounters of other people with other people. But at the same time, so I'm feeling that this increases my sense of responsibility, and this exactly what you said, and I think it's the point, because our responsibility is important, because it's related to professionalism, because to be professional is like not about distance or authority, but is about care, and taking care of the conditions that people are like shaping, and they are allowed to participate. Yes, I think it's very interesting, this kind of duality now I'm feeling, because from one side I have this kind of not responsibility, because the experience of doing a performance with people, that the presence of the people is important as ours, is like a lack of responsibility. And from the other side, I have an increase of responsibility, because we have to take care of what's going on around us, and not just about our bodies. So it's very, I don't know, I'm thinking about fluidity, because it's like something that is circulating and continually refreshing, and we are into this tornado. And it's very natural, because we have the fortune to be in a territory, and in a safe place to feel comfortable in, and to feel what we are doing and what we are being. So I think we are very lucky to do this kind of things, but we have also to think about how other people are feeling that kind of being and that kind of sensitivity. So it's I think responsibility, authorship, and professionalism are like in a continuous exchange, because the work or the making art is like living for us through relationships, and we have to pay attention to that kind of relationship, because are like precious. It's a precious moment for us when something happens with people, and this kind of thing is completely related with the fourth question. So I don't want to spoil something and to spoiler something. But yeah, I think that as Roberta said, we have the responsibility to create a safe place for people, but also to create something that makes us feeling safe in the time, in a space, and in a space time, I mean. So yeah, I think it's very, we don't want to instrumentalize the presence of people, because they are there because we need them there, and we need their presence to be present. So I think it's very, 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 very important, the sharing of the authorship and the fluidity of professionalism. So it's very ambiguous, I know, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting to face it. It's very interesting.
What have you learned from public reactions, open discussions, or spontaneous interactions that happen around your performances? Well, this is, I think, my favorite questions, because I think we agree on this. I think public feedback are very, very essential to our practice. Speaking from my side, sometimes I only understand what the work is doing through the reactions of others, and I'm sure this is because our works are mostly participative and immersive, so we need to know how the public was feeling during the experience and what were their sensations, and so the encounter with them at the end of the performance, the conversation after them, or the unexpected comments or the emotional responses during the performances also, because these are the emotional responses are very clear sometimes. I think they reveal us some layers that we couldn't access alone. It's like they really make us clear if we are going in the right direction. And I don't know, sometimes people also articulate things that I was feeling about our work, but that I couldn't name. And then we just talk to people. They tell us what they thought about the work, what was the sense, the meaning for them, and it becomes clear somehow. It gives us a new meaning that it was hidden, and that arrives thanks to this sharing. So I think it's really like vital for us to meet public reactions and to do these open discussions at the end of the performances. We had experiences of open these discussions after, I don't know, performances in festivals or after some residency. Or so in Split there was a moment with PMP of presentation of the work, and I think it's very like, yeah, as I was saying before, is vital. It's a moment of understanding and of growing. And I also think that these moments are the ones that confirm somehow my belief that the meaning of the artworks is produced collectively, not individually. I mean, we have an idea and we want to express that idea, but then the meaning comes from the encounter with the public and with people. It's not something that can be there just in our bodies and in our proposals. It has to meet people to to take uh, to take space and meaning. I think I said enough. So I give the ball to Ella.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, wow, yes. This question, it's my favorite too. It's so personal, and I don't want to be selfish, but could be very personal. What I've learned from that holy moment with people is like to know myself. That's it. Yes, I learn how to read myself as a book to others, people, to other. Every time I have an exchange with something, we have exchanges, a lot of exchanges with people and a lot of dialogues, especially when we are like doing our pieces. It's important as well to I don't know, to open the discussion about the work. At the beginning, I was very scared about critiques. Was very harsh for me to face or something that I did wrong. So I usually took everything personally. But I've learned that it's not like this. I've learned to put myself in doubts, and I've learned that maybe also the process could be put in doubts, and because it's very fundamental to create something new and to recreate what you need to communicate. And every time you communicate with a different kind of communication language or idioma, be present, of course, but in a different way, because every time you are speaking with someone, you could be in difficult way of communicate that maybe the body could replace. I experienced that the speaking, it's very useful to put down and write down something that you need to see and not just embody. So I was completely transformed through the collective and the collective practice, because I've learned that I need the discussions, because I need to refresh, and I need to learn more about different point of views, to learn more about people, because people are like our nourishment, and we really need to encounter people and to encounter new stories and new gazes, because we are like continuously into this kind of listening of what is going on around us, not just about that moment of the performance, but also into the social environment. We are, me and Roberta, I mean, we are very interested in the reality we are living in. So I've learned how to stay in the world. It's like very huge, I know, but through the collective and the artistic practice with the collective and the artistic process and the creative process and the critique, I've learned how to stay into these things. And I think it's very it's a treasure for me, and not just a pleasure, because could be very unpleasant sometimes, but it's a treasure, because it makes me able to work on myself. So the encounter of is the possibility for me to read myself through people. It's like a summary. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so we are at the end. What would you like to highlight from your time in the split residency? A very important question. I think the split residency was very, very important for us, the PMP project in general, but of course, the split residency was the most important moment. And from my side, it came also in a moment where I felt I really needed some slowness and space for listening and to dedicate myself to my artistic practice. So I felt very blessed during that period in Split, even if I only have been there for 2 weeks, so one for the workshop, PMP workshop, and another one for the beginning of the residency. I felt it was very a blessed moment. I always feel blessed when we receive time to just dedicate ourselves to our artistic practice, especially in our contemporary world where everything is fast and you have no time to create and you always have to produce. I think to have a full 1 month of residency, it's really a special thing. So thank you, PMP. I felt everything was perfect, from the environment, the rhythm of the city and daily life, and the people who host us. Culture Hub Croatia. It's a beautiful space made of fantastic women who do things for art and with art, and especially for people and with people. So it was the perfect space to go and to be. I also think that the city was a very important part of the residency. Also, the informal exchanges that we had with others somehow allowed the work to unfold without pressure. And somehow, this moment of residency reminded me that the artistic processes need time and need trust, and that also not knowing immediately where the work is going can be of course, a productive and necessary state. And in Split, we were at the very beginning of a new project. And it was very interesting, especially because of the fact that we spent the first moment together. And then, for some reason, I had to come back to Italy. And so we continued the residency divided, me at home and you in Split. And it was very, I mean, it was something new and very challenging, no, to work separated. And of course, we could do that because differently from our first work, this new work, Stereo, is a solo performance with Eleonora at the center. She's inside and I'm outside, so she's dancer and choreographer, and I'm just choreographer. I mean, it was interesting to try to work together and to understand each other and to give us feedbacks. More me, of course, than Ele. She was giving me suggestions about how she was feeling, and I had to give her impressions and feedbacks on what I could see from my home in Italy, from just a screen. It was very interesting to learn how to mediate in distance, because of course when you work in a dance room or in an art space and you are in front of each other, is of course easier to understand each other without the risk of I don't know, hurting each other or making feel the other in an uncomfortable position, because it's a very delicate work, of course, the work on the body, and also to show your body and your dance to someone else who then has to give not judgments, but to give feedbacks. It's a very delicate moment, and I'm very proud of how we managed to do it in distance. It was like a moment where I could really had the confirmation that we really work together, that somehow we match. I don't know, that our also different characters and personality can also work in distance, because we have a level of understanding that allows us to create together also in these extreme situations where we are to mediate and also to use the medias to 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 produce something artistic. And now I leave the floor to Eleonora, since you, Ele, did the whole residency.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had more interesting things to say.
Oh no, it's not like that, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, I said something about the residency also in the last episode of the PMP podcast, but I want to recreate in my mind also the possibility to experience again the memory. As I said in the first question, I think this residency was very, very important because, as Roberta said, for us to make sure that we are able to work together also in dislocated places. But in this case was completely different, because every time we at the beginning for Intra we needed to create, or I don't know, to step into the rehearsals or the creative process, we had the chance to meet us for a few days, as like 3 or 4 or maybe 1 week, but when we were fortunate, we met in the past when we need to create something. In this case, the possibility of meeting was completely unavailable, because I was in the residency in Croatia, and I think was a very good challenge, because of course something like this is like creating a slow process. But maybe for the beginning of the creative process, we need this kind of slowness. Sometimes things need to depositate, and the process was like this. I was like doing rehearsals about the structure we made, and then I was waiting for Roberta feedbacks, and then I wrote down the feedbacks, and then I try again. So I know this is very dilatation of time in matter of I don't know, trials or a number of trials, but was very useful because now I have all the process written. So it was very, very challenging, but very, very sometimes I was tired, but I was trying to face the responsibility about being an artist in a residency. So it's very rare to have, as Roberta said at the beginning of this question, it's very rare to grab time and space to work on your own piece. So for this reason, I was feeling like, okay, now I have to exploit everything, time, space, myself. I cannot, I don't know, sleep. But yeah, then it's an extreme situation. But okay, I was like enthusiastic about what we had the chance to do in this residency. So I felt hunger to do and do and do. So the process was very interesting. I think the residency was very amazing, not just because of this, but also because of the relationships I've made. I had the possibility to attend workshops in Culture Hub Croatia. That is the starting point of everything. And I'm very grateful to be hosted from this cultural center because I felt embraced, sustained. Yeah, I felt lucky. We as a collective and me as a human being, I'm searching for realities like this to be surrounded by, because we need something that is like this, that is taking care of community, and not just community as people, community as places, people, art, contemporary art in particular. I don't know, everything is like in a connecting dimension that is involving other dimensions. So I think that is the most deep memory I have from the residency. So I think this kind of residency was what we need, what I need, the possibility, relationships, challenge, process. I think these three are the keywords, the memory of Culture Hub Croatia and PMP residency in Split. We did a lot of things in just 1 month, and it's like incredible for me. It's like the power of the collaboration, the power of the human beings being human beings. I very embodied a lot of roles in there. I was participant, facilitator, listener, artist, person. Yeah, I think was a very good residency.
Well, this is a very poetic ending, a
Thank
perfect
you.
ending of our podcast. So thank you for the chat.
Yeah, thank you
And thank
too.
you, PMP and Culture Hub Croatia.
Yes, thank you all.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. The Professional Media Presence project is co-funded by the Creative Europe program of the European Union. Make sure to follow the updates on our social media, Instagram and Facebook, and visit our website pmpproject.eu. Stay tuned for more episodes.